Thank you very much. Tigers of Bangladesh. When I say it, the first thing comes to our mind are the cricketers. Yes, sir. Are the Bangladeshi cricketers. Because we all love them and they are our tigers. But the question is, how much you know about our real tigers? Please raise your hand if you know how many wild tigers we have in Bangladesh. Anyone? And that's the reality. We claim ourselves as a tiger nation, but we know very little about our wild tigers. And those who don't know, we have 106 tigers left in the Sundarbans. And I am not going to talk about this cricketing team today. I'm going to talk about a team devoted to save the wild tiger. The team spreading love for nature, love for tigers. And I'm also a proud member of that team. And I get this question a lot. Why do you save tigers? What's in it for us? Very valid question, isn't it? I have a very small answer to start with. Very simple as well. We save tigers because we have tigers. Out of 195 countries in the world, only 12 countries have tigers, and we are one of them. We are pretty special. And this majestic beast is a very powerful symbol of our history and pride. You see tiger everywhere, from the icon of the cricketing team to the East Bengal Regiment, our army, to our currency. Tiger is deeply embedded into our culture. And can you imagine, if you lose the tigers, we will face an identity crisis as a nation. Let's look into the other side. If we lose tigers from the Sundarbans, we risk losing our Sundarbans. Because tiger is the natural guard of this forest. And Sundarban is the green shield of the coast, saving millions of people every year from cyclones. So we don't just save tigers, we are saving us, our identity. How many of you ever visited Sundarbans? Quite a few of them. Amazing. This is our Amazon forest, isn't it? The largest mangrove forest in the world, and the only mangrove forest where you can get tigers. Pretty unique. And I remember one of my friends said that there is no Wi-Fi in the forest, but I promise you, you'll get a better connection. And the American poet and philosopher Henry David took it to the next level. He said, I took a walk into the woods and came out taller than the trees. You see, love for nature can make a big difference in your inner self. And the same love can transform the way we think and take action. And that's what we asked ourselves when we started our initiative. And we realized to save tigers, we have to work with the people. The people living next to the Sundarbans. The people deal with the forest and tigers every day. Because without them, we don't have any chance to save the tigers. The journey began in 2007, and it wasn't an easy journey for us. I'm talking about a time when 50 to 70 people get attacked by tiger every year. 2 to 3 tigers beaten to death by the people when they enter into a village. The conflict between human and tiger was on its peak. And when we went to the Sundarbans for the first time, we were shocked to see the day-to-day struggle of the people due to poverty. Saving tigers should not be their priority at all. They were more concerned what they would eat the next day. But we believed in people. And we believe people are the solution. So we went there with an open mind. We started listening to them. We want to understand their world. We want to see the world from their perspective. And we saw there's a deep love and respect for tigers and forests in their own way. One thing they realize, that as long as the forest thrives, they have a future. But one thing they don't know, how to transform their love into action. And this is where we started our work. We designed a campaign called Sundarbans Mayer Maton, means mother like Sundarbans, where people can celebrate nature, they can express their love for nature. And this campaign allowed them to connect emotionally with the forest and the animals. And research shows that people take their decision emotionally rather than rationally. I'm sure some of you are thinking, no, brother, I take my decision logically. I'm a logical person, and I have a bad news for you. Antonio Damasio, the neuroscientist, recently discovered that what we believe are the logical decisions, the very point of choice is based on emotion. And thus, with that understanding, we started designing our campaign like, Sundarban is like our mother. The way a mother feeds us, protects us, the Sundarbans is providing us fish, honey, and all the services. It protects us from the cyclones. And people, forest, and animals, we all are like a family. And we launched this campaign in 2012 in 26 unions of 5 districts around the Sundarbans. And now, after 5 years, when I look back, I see love everywhere. And most importantly, it's working. Let me tell you a love story of a little girl. One of our team organized a campaign event in a school near Sundarbans. They showed some campaign drama, organized some games for the students, and discussions. And one of the guests were talking to some students, and he asked a little girl, "What does your father do?" And the little girl stood silent with head down. She didn't say anything. So the guest moved to the next student as he realized for some reason the girl is not comfortable answering the question. After the event that day, she went home sad. Looking at her, her father asked, "What happened to you? Why are you so sad?" And she replied crying, "Today there was a campaign in our school, and they showed how Sundarbans is like a mother and all the animals are like our family." Surprised father asked, "That's good. What's wrong with that?" Then she said, "One of the guests asked me, 'What do you do for a living?' And I couldn't answer it. I'm so ashamed, as I know you poach deer and birds from the forest." That one incident changed the father forever. He never went back to the Sundarbans, didn't poach animal, and now he do the agriculture and day labor in the village. And there are hundreds of such stories all over the Sundarbans now. And we learned the very lesson that if you want a happy ending for nature and people, it has to be a love story. And all these were possible by this team called Tiger Team. It started with a few volunteers from the villages and nature lovers. But now we have more than 400 volunteers from the villages engaged in this campaign, spreading love for nature and love for tigers. And we have members who lost their own families by tiger attack. Let me tell you another story of Kausar Moral. Kausar Moral was a team leader of a Tangrakhali tiger team in Shapkir. One day, Kausar Moral went to the Sundarbans for fishing. And suddenly a tiger attacked him, and he died. Surprisingly, the next day, his son came to us, Shiraz Moral, and said he wants to join Tiger Team. And he said, "My father would want it as well, because he taught me the tiger is the savior of the forest, and we need the forest. And tiger killed my father because my father went to his home." And now we have hundreds of members like Shiraz Morol is doing wonders, saving all sorts of animals in the Sundarbans. Over the years, they rescued 3 tigers from the village and sent them back to the forest. Not only tigers, they rescued over 200 different wildlife, including python, deer, wild boar, monitor lizard, crocodile even, and released them back into the forest. 5 years back, you can't even think about it. And for their notable contribution, this team got the highest recognition from the government, the Bangabandhu Wildlife Conservation Award this year from the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Thank you, I'm receiving it on behalf of them. But before I finish, I have a small request for you as well. I know we are the urban dwellers with very little free time, but whenever you get some free spend, please try to visit any wilderness at your convenience of any distance. I promise you, you will also find the connection. And in one point, you will also fall in love with the nature. And when you fall in love with nature, you take your own actions to do something about the nature and the wildlife. And eventually you will experience how a small act of love can do wonders. Thank you very much.